Hi, this is Rona, and today I have a layout for Scraplift Crafternoon. Today we are scraplifting Shannon because it is her birthday month, and this is her layout. I am also participating with Shannon's Reindeer games, and this is over on the Facebook group called Creative Chaos in Tennessee. She has all the information. You can find the links down in the description box below, as well as all the information for Scraplift Crafternoon. Today I'm going to be using some of this Rosie Studio collection. I have several different things and a few sheets of paper here that I have pulled out, and I'm going to use some of each of these papers. Well, maybe not the star paper, but we will get started here. I also have a Cricut file that I went ahead and cut out on just a thin piece of white, and I'm going to use that. I didn't want to cut the paper directly because I'm going to kind of change up how I want the cut file, and I didn't feel like changing it in Cricut. I thought I can just easily do that as I'm cutting the paper out myself, and it shouldn't be a big problem. So that is what I'm going to do. I did cut that or gut that green paper because I knew I wanted that for part of my tree. And I also wanted to have that paper as my border. Shannon had a large border around the edges. And so I am doing the same thing. I like this piece of paper because it kind of had some gold shiny stars. And it was a nice base, but then it was also nice for the top of my tree. You see me cutting that first piece exactly like the Cricut file was, and I just cut it super fast, although this is sped up, so it wasn't that super fast. This is sped up 4 times, but I cut that, and I wasn't too worried about it because I knew I was going to distress the edges. So, and then this one you can see that I am cutting a little extra at the top. And then I went ahead and was careful how I cut it in case I wanted to use that one for a border as well. It would be close on the edge, but you never know. So I went ahead and left it so that if I needed to, I would be able to use that for a border on another layout. Sometimes I do like to border my layouts. So that one I extended up a little bit, and then this one I'm going to extend up even more. The adhesive that I'm using to put down the template that I'm using here, this Cricut file, it wipes right off. So if it gets on the front of my decorative paper there, it doesn't make any difference because it just wipes right off. You can easily move things around with this adhesive. It is permanent, but it's usually not permanent for like a full day. It takes a while, and you can always lift it up and move it around, and because it's the little blue dots, they just rub right off if you change your mind on where you put something and it leaves a little adhesive behind. You can just rub it right off. For somebody who likes to change her mind as much as I do, it is the perfect adhesive. So I do really like using that. So I'm liking how that looks. The background paper, I don't know if you can tell on screen or not. It's blue, and then it has green Christmas trees. And I was looking for scrapbook supplies that had blue because in Shannon's prompt, we were to use snippets of a song or a song lyrics in our journaling. And so I actually decided, and you saw the pictures when I first started this, but I decided I wanted blue, 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 blue Christmas as the snippet of song lyrics that I'm going to be using on this. And this was actually last Christmas, and we all ended up with COVID and everyone was sick, and poor Bryson was probably the sickest. He didn't even want to get out of bed on Christmas morning. They kind of, encouraged him, and he went out to see what Santa had brought, and he kind of looked at it and just said, "Can I go back to bed?" And they said, "Sure." So he slept most of Christmas. Poor little guy was really had super high fevers. The picture that she sent me a Snapchat actually, and I screenshotted a couple of Snapchat pictures, but he had 103.8 fever. It got even a little higher than that before it was over, and he just really felt terrible. So it was not fun. I was glad that we had already done our Christmas, and um, they had Christmas morning, but didn't really have much of a Christmas morning, and then they ended up not going to, the other side of the family until, like, the next week, and everybody was off, anyway for Christmas, and it worked out that they were able to postpone that, and it worked out so everybody got to feeling better, but Bryson had the worst of it, but I think pretty much all of us got sick, so here I am finishing up with my tree. You can see that I did put some foam tape behind the bottom parts of each of the trees where the little scallops are. And that just kind of gives it a little bit more dimension, and I really liked how that looks. It it lifts it, but it's not too much bulk. So since I'm doing that, I'm also going to, of course, lift my pictures as well. And I always do that with fun foam. It's sticky on one side, and then I put my adhesive on the other. The second picture, you can see, Grayson got it too, the oldest, but he was kind of already over it. And Carly and Bryson got sick on Christmas Day, and her little cheeks are just as red as can be. She had a fever too. I wanted to use that little postcard, but that wasn't going to work, and the tag was too big for what I wanted, so I ended up not using it either, and I'm going to pull out one that had more blue to it. I found that blue circle. I did want more blue in if I could, because of course, we're blue on Christmas here. I was trying to make something work over on the side of the picture, but there wasn't a lot of room. She kind of had some stuff above the picture, and then on the top left of the picture and the bottom right of the picture. So I'm kind of going with that as well. And hers was, a pretty good size cluster of things, and her title was actually in the bottom right. I'm going to put my title in the top left, and I think that it worked out. It worked out fine. It was just going to work better up there for me. So I have the word Merry. It's a little thin chipboard piece, and I'm going to add not so, and then I have the chipboard Merry, and then Christmas under it. And then I am going to go ahead and read you what I have that I'm going to be putting in my tag up at the top where she has her journaling. It was the very top of the layout on the right-hand side. And I'm going to do the same, so it's kind of up there by my Christmas tree. And what I did was something that I've seen Shannon do. She's talked about it on her channel, and that is from Creative Chaos in Tennessee. Shannon, if you haven't seen her, not Shannon Blinn, whose birthday we're doing, but Shannon Keith, who is doing Reindeer games. That's confusing since I'm just saying Shannon. Sorry about that. But anyway, she has done the Chat GPT to help her with her journaling. And since we were kind of doing some song things, and I was wanting to use this blue, 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 blue Christmas, I put in what I wanted it to kind of say and came up with this. And this is what I did, make a couple of variations to it, but fever's burning bright with cold winter bites. I'm shivering through long, sleepy nights, wrapped in blankets, hoping soon I'll feel right, but all I've got is a blue, 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 blue Christmas. And I thought that was kind of fun. I really didn't have a lot to say. The picture kind of tells the story here. But I thought it was really fun to kind of add this little poem or song lyric up there at the top, and add in my blue Christmas, because he was just so tired and so shivery, and it worked out. It worked out to be a good little lyric for the feel for this picture. I'm still adding in a few little things. That is a little chipboard Santa train, and the other two were just ephemera bits. There's my tag. I have it done now. You can see that I added the word blue with blue sticker letters. They're the little puffy letters that came with this collection. I'm going to tie a red bow and get that adhered on there, and that is pretty much it. I did add a few more little of the puffy stickers and one more chipboard sticker. And I did pop my tag up on foam tape as well. I do love me some foam tape. And then I always glue down my bows so that it's going to stay where I want it to stay. Kind of look festive and loopy there. And I always glue that down with Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. And here I'm going to go through and kind of fumble just a little bit. I really wanted to use some of these little sparkly, I don't know what they're called for this company, but and I didn't love the colors. None of the colors really were what I was looking for. And I just didn't think I needed it. I thought about making it look like, all of the trees had ornaments, but the bottom is ornaments. And the middle one is green with blue dots. It's kind of a little tiny dot. So I was thinking about putting them there, but I just thought it was going to kind of look odd. So I didn't end up doing that. The sticker that's up there at the top is a puffy string of lights, and I'm going to switch that out off camera. You'll see it in the close-ups. And instead of the puffy, I'm going to change it for the chipboard, and I liked how the chipboard fit up there just a little bit better. But I find a little bow for the top of my snow globe, a little gingerbread man for above Mary, and I'm going to put a reindeer up there on the bottom part of the tag, kind of looking like he's flying right there. And that is it. Definitely check out the description box. There's playlists for both Scraplift Crafternoon and Reindeer games. And I know everyone would appreciate it if you would watch their video and give them some love as well. Happy birthday, Shannon. And everyone needs to go over and check out what she has done as well. She's got a great channel. And thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you very much. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.